Coming into qualifying, this was not exactly the preparation I wanted. I actually joined the session late because of some emergencies, but there was no proper warm-up, no rhythm building, and no real time to settle into the car. By the time I got on track, I only had a few laps to combine warm-up, learning the grip, and trying to put in a representative qualifying time. So this lap you're watching here is my fastest qualifying lap, but honestly it was not a very fast one. It was a 1:30.096, good enough, only for P22 on the grid. At Brands Hatch, that is not comfortable place to start. The track is narrow, the elevation changes are aggressive, and turn 1 can punish even a small hesitation. Starting deep in the pack means you are not only racing the cars around you, you're also trying to survive whatever happens ahead. So the target for the race was simple: stay alive on lap 1, avoid unnecessary contact, and then recover one position at a time. Not a heroic qualifying session, but that is exactly what made the race more interesting. Starting from P22, the first priority is not to be brave, it is to be clean. From this far back you can already see the pack compressing before turn 1. Everyone is fighting for the same piece of road, and at Brands Hatch, there is never enough space for that. This is where the race starts turning into survival mode. Cars ahead begin checking up, there is contact in the pack, and I have to make a decision very quickly. Do not follow the accident, do not panic, and do not commit to a gap that is closing. At this moment, I'm not thinking about positions yet, I'm just reading the movement of the cars, keeping the BMW stable, and looking for a clean escape route. The first incident is one thing, but the second wave is usually more dangerous. People are rejoining, some cars are damaged, and everyone is reacting at different speeds. This is where you can gain a lot, but you can also destroy your race in one move. So I stay patient here, no sudden steering, no desperate dive, just keep the car alive and let the chaos open the door. By this point, lap 1 has completely reshuffled the order. There are cars in trouble, cars recovering, and cars that are no longer where they started. From P22, surviving this opening lap already feels like half the race. Now the mindset changes. The survival phase is over. From here, it becomes a recovery drive. Lap 2, and now I finally have space to breathe. This car is still in one piece, the tires are coming in, and now I can start focusing on exits, braking points, and setting up the cars ahead. The key now is not aggression for the sake of aggression, it is controlled pressure. Now the rhythm starts to come back. The qualifying pace was not where I wanted it to be, but in race conditions, consistency matters more. Every clean lap, every better exit, every small mistake from the car ahead, that is how the recovery starts building. This is the part of the race where patience matters. If you force it too early, you lose time or pick up damage. But if you stay close, show the nose, and keep the pressure on, eventually the opportunity comes. There is a small touch here, not a race-ending hit, but enough to remind you that the margin is still very small. When you're recovering through traffic, the race is not just about pace, it's about judging risks every single corner. The important thing is to settle the car immediately and not let one moment turn into two mistakes. this stage, the race becomes more tactical. The big opening lap gains are gone, and now every position has to be earned properly. You need to be close enough to attack, but not so close that you destroy your tires or compromise the next corner. This is where the BMW starts to feel better underneath me.
Watch out, yellow flag. The white flag is out. Let's go. Watch flags out. Yellow flag. Green flag. Let's go.
The recovery drive is still alive. From where we started, every position now matters. The focus is simple: clean exits, control braking, and keep the pressure forward. No unnecessary risks, just keep climbing. That was a bigger moment. You can feel how quickly a recovery drive can turn into damage control. At this point, I just have to reset immediately, keep the steering clean and avoid overreacting. The race is not over, and the position is still there to fight for.
Watch out, yellow flag.
This is probably the best phase of the race for me. The car is lighter, the rhythm is better, and the lap times start coming down. Even after a week qualifying, the race pace is finally showing up. This is why you never give up after a bad grid position. Final lap now. From P22, the job was to survive the chaos, recover through the field, and bring the car home. No more unnecessary risks, just finish the drive properly.
Green flag. Let's go.
that is the finish. From P22 on the grid to P11 at the flag, 11 positions gained at Brands Hatch. Qualifying was not good, I joined late, had no proper warm-up, and the fastest lap was only enough for P22. But the race became exactly the kind of challenge I enjoy. Survive the chaos, stay patient, and recover one position at a time. The opening lap was absolute madness, especially through turn 1, but somehow we kept the BMW M4 GT3 alive and brought it home just outside the top 10. If you enjoyed this recovery drive, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for round 2 of the ACEVO Malaysia GT3 Wednesday Sprint Cup. This is Alvin, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next race.